والله بنحضر أبغاز كلاش وما بقى نعرف وين نروح بحالنا.
Our World is a unique series of films on the BBC.
I want to be able to bring her home.
Offering personal insights into global events. Our World, stories that speak for themselves. Saturday and Sunday nights at 9:30 on the BBC News channel.
Tonight at 10, several senior Conservatives pile more pressure on Boris Johnson over his comments on Muslim women and full-face veils. He hasn't apologised for saying they look like bank robbers, but one minister says he needs to acknowledge he's caused offence.
What Boris might want to do now is consider whether some of the language that he used was inappropriate, and if he chooses to apologise, I'm no doubt that will be welcomed.
One former minister says he'll quit the Conservatives if Mr Johnson ever becomes leader. Also tonight, millions of British gas customers face another price hike, the second this year. America will impose sanctions on Russia for the Novichok attack on Sergei and Yulia Skripal in Salisbury. It's the worst dry spell in years now. The whole of New South Wales in Australia is experiencing drought.
Here at Amiens Cathedral in northern France, 3,000 people have gathered to mark the centenary of the Battle of Amiens. The Prime Minister and Prince William came here and joined descendants of those who fought in the battle that proved to be a turning point in World War I.
Coming up on Sports Day on BBC News, Chelsea agree to sell goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois to Real Madrid, subject to the player agreeing personal terms and passing a medical.
Good evening. Several senior members of the Conservative Party have strongly criticised Boris Johnson for his comments that Muslim women wearing full-face veils look like letterboxes and bank robbers. The leader of the Scottish Conservatives, Ruth Davidson, said his words in a newspaper article were gratuitously offensive, while the former Attorney General, Dominic Grieve, said he'd quit the Conservative Party if Mr Johnson ever became leader. The former Foreign Secretary has so far made no comment since the controversy began. Here's our political correspondent, Ben Wright.
Boris Johnson remains
Alistair Mackey, he is just one of the many descendants who were here today clutching photographs and medals of their relatives, many of whom gave their lives at Amiens. It proved to be the battle that marked the beginning of the end of World War I. From Amiens Cathedral on this day of commemoration, it's back to you, Clive.
Sophie, many thanks for that. Sophie Raworth there. And that's it. Now on BBC One, it's time for all the news where you are. Have a very good night.